Got a little flake off there, a little bit of a sharp cutting edge. There's one a little better sized. Okay, this is the stone I started with, the piece of flint. I was using this for a hammer stone, ended up breaking it. Then I picked up and used this piece. I don't really know how to flake or nap or anything. I just kind of kept beating on it, to be honest, until I ended up getting some flakes. And I've got several of them, as well as some really small pieces. This here is a little bed of honeysuckle. Got vines running off of it. That's a good look. And I'm going to collect a bundle of these vines to make my container. See if I can weave a basket. I've got one of my flints, and I'm going to use it to cut these vines out. There's a small willow tree here. I'm going to use some of these small twigs. They pop right off in the basket making. Gather about 6 or 8 of those. That's the beginning of the basket. You can see how the sides are beginning to turn up. Okay, here's my finished basket. It didn't come out the absolute best, but I think it'll make do as a container. Hey guys, yesterday I made my cutting tools, made my container. I'm back out today. looking for my material to make my fireboard to do a bow drill. I didn't get all this done in one day, didn't have time. I guess it's okay that you didn't do it all in one big day. So this is a piece of willow, and it's dead, still attached to the stump. I'm going to break this off. This is what I'm going to use. There. I'm going to use this piece for the fireboard. Got my flint knives, and it's going to take some time, I'd imagine. Start working it down, kind of feel it out, see how it wants to work. My fireboard, I flatten the top and the bottom, kind of squared off the side. I'll be cutting my notch in there. Okay, so that's the fireboard. Trying to work out a little divot there. And this is the spindle. It's pretty crude. It's a little section here, I guess where a small branch, a little divot. See if I can break it out, and I'll use that for my handhold. We'll see if this works. Shot of the notch I cut, and later on we'll be ready to see if this makes fire. You can see I had burnt the end of that paracord. I want to cut that off. I've got my fish hook ready. But I want to get an inner strand of this paracord out to fish with. Got one strand started. I want to tie it around this limb. We're going to kind of back it out. Now this is going to be our fishing line. Lifted up this rock, and look at that bait. Might have to cut him in half, he's so big. Got my willow pole, my bank line, my hook, a piece of bait, and we're down at the creek. And I'm going to see if I can catch a fish. Oh man, I could feel him pulling. Let's try him again.
Try again.
It might be a small one. I think a small one's got it.
Hey, got one.
Very small, very small. But it would be something to eat. We'll hold on to him just in case. Put him on a stringer or something, keep him alive. See if we can't get a better one than that.
Alright.
Another little small one. Not what I was hoping to catch, but you know, something to eat in a hard time. My new handhold is kicking out. It's not quite mated to the spindle yet. It's not really burned in. It's just kind of it's not holding yet. Come on, baby. I'm really glad it worked that time, y'all. That was the 9th try. The second bowl I had made. Let me get my breath. Man, you talk about appreciating something, doing it the hard way. Let's get this in this bird's nest. Oh, shit. It's gonna be some rough stuff. I'm about to lose it all. Man. Little piece of bark I had to catch a coal on broke. I've got some old dust here. I don't know if it's gonna. See if I can catch that new dust. Finally got a coal and almost lost it. I'm gonna try it. I don't know if it's gonna make it. Oh, sweet, sweet, sweet. Just let that breathe, a little more cattail. This was dried grasses, pine straw bottom, and cattail I used for this tender bundle. Let's see a little bark. That was close. I didn't think I'd ever get a coal. Then I thought I'd lost it on the ground. And for a minute there, when I had it in the tender bundle, the cattail took, but it seemed like the grass and stuff, maybe I was just panicking, I don't know, but it just seemed like it took forever before it finally flamed up. Alrighty, we're just going to let that catch up and get that burning. And we went down and caught a couple of small fish. Get this fire prepped for cooking, let it burn down to coals. And it's time to cook. I split the fishing pole, put a little piece of wood in there to hold it open. Use a fishing line, just a quick wrap, tied it off. Tied it to this little tree limb. And kind of push the end of the pole into the ground. The idea is that I hold it here. I'm going to clean the fish and put them up here and let them cook over the fire. I don't have to hold them over the fire or handle it so much. Here's one of the two small fish that I caught. Got a small flake of flint, and we're going to scale him first and then gut him. Get him ready for the fire. Of course, I was hoping to pull a really nice sized fish out of the creek, but it didn't happen. But two small ones are better than nothing at all, so it would be something. Okay, so he's pretty well scaled there. There we go. Got him opened up. Might have to use a small stick to help me out. Okay, that's pretty well cleaned out, scaled, and I think the fire's about ready. It's time to cook. This fire is just about down to all coals, except right here. And I'm just pushing them right up under the fish. We can, you know, depending on how we situate the back end of that stick, we can lower or raise it. And we've got them hanging here, and it is a hot fire right here. And we're just going to give them some time, let them cook, check on them, adjust the height like we need it. We can rake the coals, spread them out however we think we need it. Just take a little time, see if we can't get them cooked up.
Okay.
Alright, they've been cooking for a while. I've been trying to keep an eye on them and see, and I think they're pretty well done. I'm not much of a cook, actually. Hot, hot, hot. Oh, yeah. Just slide this out of the way. And using my basket for a plate. And that is the small fish we cooked. Try a little taste if it's not too hot. Probably could cook for a little bit longer, but it's not bad at all. So we're gonna wrap this up here. It's getting dark on us, not a lot of good light to film by. Eat these small little fish here. And I appreciate you guys watching. Sarge, appreciate you doing this challenge. It was tough, tougher than I thought it would be, but I had a great time. Thanks a lot.